Hi guys, my name is Neha Patel, and today we'll be talking about sex trafficking in Asia. There are people who are able to enjoy their freedom, the ability to give and receive love, and maintain their dignity. Do you think that those people are safe where they are? Do you think that you are safe where you live? Victims of human trafficking can be of any background and they can be of any age. The truth is, we're never safe, no matter where we are.
Trafficking occurs through many modes of transportation. Have you ever driven right next to a truck and wondered what might be in there? Or whom? Trucks, trains, and cargo ships are common forms of transportation for human trafficking. Can you imagine being in one of those containers for days on ends? I know I can't, and I darn well can guarantee that a child cannot.
Countries in Asia are known to have the highest prevalence of sex trafficking. There are borders that are protected, and then there are those that are not. Take, for example, this post on the border of India and Nepal. People are walking right through that without any checking, requirements, or any form of identification. This isn't the only one on the border. There are many others, and because of these open borders, Nepal is known to have one of the highest number of victims for sex trafficking.
Take a look at this x-ray of a truck that has actual people in there. The way criminals have found to work around security is astonishing. X-rays is one of the ways that security has been able to catch these smugglers. It's just a matter of time before the criminals outsmart security again. It's just like a cat and mouse game. As cringeworthy as it sounds, sex trafficking is known as modern-day slavery. Women and children are the most vulnerable and sought out for the trade. They fall prey to trafficking through the use of force, deception, abduction, abuse of authority, or position of vulnerability. These women are sold off for sex, cheap labor, or ethnic cleansing. Sex trafficking violates women's rights to life, liberty, and security of a person. Not only are girls abducted, so are boys, and they are forced into labor and sex as well. There are approximately 500,000 to 600,000 new victims of sex trafficking every year, and one woman or child is trafficked for the purpose of sexual exploitation every 60 seconds. Poverty was not the only reason that people became victims. In many Asian cultures, it was believed that having a boy was the only way that their lineage can succeed. Girls, on the other hand, were seen more as a burden than anything, and their purpose was to take care of the household and kids. Children are usually an easier target than adults. Kids wander around in the streets all by themselves, and that's when the predators attack. The children that have no one to keep track of them are the prime target. Have you ever loved someone so much that you just ran away from home and gave up your entire life for that one person? There are boys out there who hunt for girls who are vulnerable to such a scenario. The family cuts ties with them. Boy and girl live on their own. Boy slowly starts to become hostile, and it all leads to verbal, physical, or emotional abuse. Girl eventually gets sold for sexual exploitation. Although there are no specific origins or destinations for trafficking, this map gives a general idea. The red areas are where the trafficking has begun, and the blue areas are where the shipment is going. What makes the victims more vulnerable to trafficking is not poverty alone, but the lack of vocational skills, migration, growing consumerism, ill-treated by parents, desertion by spouses, rejection in love, gender discrimination, debt bondage, fence love or marriage, and unemployment.
Why do you say this happens? 1. Power. 2. Money. Both of these fuel this trade. Supply and demand is a common phenomenon attached to trafficking. Wherever there is a demand for sex, there will be a supply of it from someone or somewhere. Weak economies and powerless governments are contributors as well.
So you think, what can I do to help? We're not all superheroes, but we can definitely try to be a little more attentive to our surroundings. If you see something, then report it. Don't even stop to think about if you're right or wrong. Sex trafficking, although not as high as Asia, it does occur in the US. Open your arms up to the victims. Again, they are the same species as you are. They need some loving as well. If they have a strong support system, they would be able to overcome any hurdles. We as a whole should return their freedom, their dignity, and their value to society.
Let's remove the labels on these victims. We can make their transition back into society easier by promoting women's rights, social mobilization, training children to become youth leaders, improve social media awareness, promote reproductive health education, develop reintegration strategies such as counseling for rescued girls, promote international strategies, and monitoring and evaluation. You see that smile on that woman's face? That's the goal.
Free created using Powtoon.